Alright, my name is David, and I'm going to be the first one on the negative side of why the SBA should be, why colleges should abandon the use of standardized tests. Leela mentioned that the SAT is not a fair test. However, standardized tests are reliable and objective measures of student achievement. Without them, policymakers would have to rely on tests scored by individual schools and teachers who have a vested interest in producing favorable results. Multiple choice tests in particular, such as the standardized tests, the SAT, are graded by a machine and therefore are not subject to human subjectivity or bias. She also claimed that the test lowers diversity in schools. However, the National Universities Institution created a formula that produces a diversity index that ranges from 0 to 1. The closer a school's number ranks to number 1, the more diverse the student population. So for example, the number 1 diverse school in the study done from 2014 and 2015, Rutgers University ranked in at 0.76. Cal Poly Pomona is ranked in at 33 at 0.64. And of the schools on the list, 180 are above 0.5 in the diversity range. As far as her claim as another example of diversity in schools is if you score high. This is coming from Hela Edwards. She did a article called "Guaranteed Scholarships Based on SAT Scores." If you score high, many scholarships are available based solely on your SAT score. Even if you only get a mediocre score, a vast number of scholarships require an SAT score in addition to other requirements such as an essay. Some universities that give scholarships include LSU, Texas Tech, Baylor, the University of Arizona, the University of Oregon, Clemson, and Georgia State. On the topic of changes to the test being not positive, the 2016 SAT changes omits the essay. It's an optional part of the exam that you don't necessarily have to take. And in a study by Harvard University, they found that an increase of 40% of anxiety drop of students who were nervous from taking the exam. Now they feel a little less pressure not having to take the essay portion of the exam. And in an interview with the Harvard Gazette from March 19, 2014, Harvard Dean of Admissions William Fitzsimmons says, "The free test prep provided by the College Board and Khan Academy will help level the playing field for students from middle income and most economic backgrounds." In the interview, when asked about the benefits of the new SAT, he repeatedly focused on the benefits of the free testing prep and how that would help the diversity in the SAT itself. On the website from the National Center for Fair and Open Testing, you can actually go and see a list of schools updated this year in 2016, colleges that do not necessarily require the SAT. More than 850 four-year colleges and universities do not use the SAT or ACT to admit substantial numbers of bachelor degree applicants. This list includes institutions that are test optional, test flexible, or otherwise de-emphasize the use of standardized tests by making admission decisions about the substantial numbers of applicants who recently graduated from U.S. high schools. So for example, here at Cal Poly Pomona, I'm pretty sure if you came from high school, you probably had to submit your SAT, but they don't take it into consideration unless you do not meet the minimum requirement for the GPA. So if you at least have the minimum GPA requirement, your SAT is not really looked at, and this goes for a lot of schools. So as far as the SAT needing to be omitted, it comes in handy for those of you who have a lower GPA. You figure on average, most universities that get about 16,000 applicants a year, they have to go, if you don't have the SAT as a guideline in your admissions, it makes the admissions office take longer in admitting students because they have to go solely based off your GPA. And with the SAT, it helps balance that out. Now, removing the SAT completely would, well, that's the reason why removing the SAT would be bad. And also to mention that the universities that you apply to look more at your more than just your SAT and your GPA. They do in fact consider that your extracurricular activities, including sports, club involvement, and volunteer work, are looked at first, and your SAT scores are looked at third.